Welcome back to part 3 of the Petrodollar episode, where we talk about conspiracy theories of what's gonna happen to America next. In part 1, episode 5, I talked about the petrodollar system itself and other things relating to it and how it affects us. Y'all should definitely watch it because it is so interesting. Like, it blew my mind when I learned about it like 5 years ago. And then in part 2, episode 8, we're starting from the petrodollar system to what happened in Venezuela, connecting to what Trump is doing and the 2030 agenda. And in part 3, which is today, I'm going to be reviewing some things in part 2, and we are also going to be talking about the Iranian war, the oil in Iran, and how that ties to the petrodollar, and Trump wanting to secure the East for 2030, which also has to deal with the 2030 agenda and that I talked about in episode 8, that is part 2. We're also going to be talking about the Marine soldier event in the House, though maybe it was the Senate, I don't know if it was the House or the Senate, and then distractions from the people in the Epstein files, like Trump starting an illegal war, which is the Iranian war. This all connects, guys. Trust. Hi, welcome back to Do You Ever Really Think About It? If you're new here on this podcast, we talk about current events, economics, cultural issues, politics, and most importantly, the faith. This podcast is mainly for apologetics because teenagers have lots of questions but nobody there to answer them. However, today is current events and conspiracy theories. Please join me in today's conversation. So I guess Trump asked Congress, could have been the House though, to basically start a war. And even though he promised us no wars when he was campaigning, it was basically ruled out, like that he could not start a war. Because both leftists and conservatives do not want war. Except some people, but that's not the majority. But Trump made the first strike against Iran and bombed them or whatever, under the fact that they had nuclear weapons, which the government has been saying before 2003. However, if you were with me in episode 5, I said that they attacked Iran in 2003. Under the pretense that they supposedly possess nuclear weapons of mass destruction, which is actually BS, because if they actually did have weapons of mass destruction, I'm sure they would have already used it on us by now because they literally hate us. And at the same time, in 2003, Iran switched the commodity, I don't know how to say it, from the US dollar to oil to a different currency. So it wasn't US dollars for oil no more, it was their currency for oil, okay? It was different. And that's the petrodollar system, dollars for oil, which prompted up our economy for years now. But now the petrodollar system is collapsing, which is probably why we attacked Venezuela for their oil. But anyways, America illegally attacked Iran, and it's probably because of Bibi Netanyahu. Just saying. I'm not gonna go a whole lot into Bibi Netanyahu. If I wanted to do that, I can do it live on Rumble. I will not be doing it on YouTube though. There are a couple sides to the Iranian war, so let's go through them. I will sum them up because this is ridiculous, honestly. The first view is, I am so glad we attacked Iran because we saved him from their corrupt leader. The second is, I am so glad we attacked Iran because we need their oil. However, the third side is mad that we attacked Iran because of their oil, which makes sense, but we low-key need that oil. Like, think about it. But that doesn't give us a right to attack them, of course. We should be making our own oil, and America can make our own oil. We just choose not to because we're a consumer country rather than a creation company. We consume rather than create. The fourth side is just mad we attacked Iran because we don't need another war, and we aren't in the position to attack anyone right now. I think it's kind of funny how we attacked Iran under the pretense that they possess nuclear weapons of mass destruction, when if they did, they could have bombed us already, and their economy was literally collapsing. Their government was literally collapsing, supposedly. I don't know if that's true, but it makes no sense. But think about it, because think about it, chat. We have been enemies with Iran since basically forever. Whether it be because they aren't with central banking or whatever, some cap, or they changed their currency for oil instead of dollars, or now because they burned the battle statue, which honestly is great. Just saying, I don't know why America would be mad about that, but you know, we have the Epstein pedophiles. Honestly, who knows? Who knows why they hate us so much and why America hates them so much? The excuse has always been, oh, they possess weapons of mass destruction. Like, I'm literally getting dizzy. Doesn't every country possess weapons of mass destruction? Think about it. And even if they did, like I said already, they would have used it on us already. And I think it's kind of dumb we attacked Iran, considering they are allies with Russia, North Korea, and I believe China as well. And you know, those people are like boosting in the economy, okay? They are like up and got like all the technology and stuff, okay? Because they create. The war didn't really last long though, because we killed their leader, and now there is a new one, which actually is pretty funny. I'm not saying the leader is pretty funny, but like, have you seen the lore on TikTok and and I believe on Instagram too. It's funny because the new leader of Iran, teenage girls, not including me, have been saying, "Oh my goodness, he's so cute." That's just a little fun fact. Here's a picture of the new one. So I guess you could say he's cute. I mean, he ain't really my type. I don't really have a type, but like I did. It wouldn't be him, okay? But I think it's really funny. So yeah, Iran and America had their literal fits and getting involved with the people in both sides. So citizens are not currently safe. I wouldn't say that they are safe. I don't think we are safe. And I wonder what Bibi is gonna order Trump to do next. And you know how I mentioned the oil in Iran? Well, I'm thinking Trump wants to secure the East Hemisphere for the New World Order or whatever. And why, you ask? Well, honestly, bro, just think about it. Trump in 2025 decided to make lots of treaties with other countries and nations or whatever, which I thought was weird because who would want to partner up with America with their cunning ways when it involves oil? So he may be securing the East for a new world order. You see where I'm getting at? He also said he wanted to attack Greenland and then Canada if they decided to partner up with China, because we're not gonna be neighbors with China. And I talked about this in episode 8, part 2. So, you know, I just think it's really funny how this may all be lining up together. There's also a fifth side to the Iranian war, which doesn't have much to do with it actually, so listen. Some say that the war was a distraction from getting the Epstein files people out of office, and celebrities, and punishing them. And you know, I just gotta say, the Dems be real quiet since the Epstein list came out, the Epstein files. And honestly, the war is definitely a distraction, but nobody is gonna do anything about it. The government basically trafficked its own citizens. Like, you really think they're gonna listen to the people and let them get out of office or whatever? No, I hate to break it to you, honey, but they aren't. So y'all really need to quit stressing about it and start preparing about it, okay? And then we have that Marine soldier event in the House, though maybe it was Senate, I don't remember. He is actually currently running as of May, so today May? I think we're in March actually, 8th, 2026. He's currently running for Senate, I believe, in some place. I don't know where he's running at, and I don't really care. I think this may have been a setup, a whole narrative, either just for him and his campaign, or he partnered up with the government, CTI, or whatever they're called, the FBI. But there is a possible chance that he was just really pissed at the people in the Senate and whatever, at the House taking Americans, people to war for Israel, which no one likes except like some Dems and conservatives. Like, I'll just show you guys the full clip, but before I show you guys the full clip of what happened, because I cut it up into like this people's point of view and this person's point of view because two people were recording it. I think the conservative movement and the leftist movement are both wonky right now. Leftists, I feel like, have always been more organized than the conservatives because conservatives don't really play offense. Unfortunately, we should start playing offense. The conservatives are all wonking over the place. Honestly, the conservative movement is like, I don't want to say dead, but there's like 2, maybe 3 definition of what being conservative means nowadays. And same thing with liberal. There are different definitions to be a liberal, a Democrat, whatever you want to call it. Because, you know, we have some conservatives and Democrats being for the war and some conservatives and Democrats not being for the war. And then we also have the same thing with the Epstein files, and we also have the same thing with what happened in the House or Senate with the Marine soldier. Anyways, here's the full clip, which I'll just show you guys what I posted on Insta.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel. Let's go. Come on, let's go. America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your ineptness as leaders. This is wrong. No. And nobody wants to fight for Israel.
A reminder to all our
Commandant, please stand up as a Marine and stand up for America. Out. Out. No one wants to fight for Israel.
His hand. Oh, his hand.
Sir. Let go of your hand. Let go of the door. Let go of the door.
The senator broke his hand.
A sitting U.S. Senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
Sir. Okay.
You won't even look back. Look at you guys. You're like robot. What did I just see? I'm getting out of here.
That's fine. Everybody sit down, please.
Oh my God. What is
That's all.
happening?
Okay, good. No, it's not.
Oh my God.
It's disgusting.
Oh my God, you guys.
Sir, does that hurt?
Can you open it up a little bit just to like change the gap? Hey guys, clear the hallways.
Out.
Clear the hallways.
Out.
Clear the hallways,
Nice and
please.
easy.
Clear the hallways, please.
Can you help him, please?
Yes, yes. Counter places going there. Please through the hallways.
Oh my God. What happened? His hand got totally smashed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why are you getting arrested?
Palestine, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, Palestine will be free.
And what about this war in Iran?
Oh my God.
His arm.
Okay.
Ah, fuck, my arm is
What
fucking
more
broke,
are
bro.
you gonna do to him?
Oh
My
my
left arm
God.
is broke.
I understand. Don't fight us.
Oh my
okay?
God. Oh, you guys, come on.
I need you to move
You need
with
to
me, okay?
stop.
Okay.
Brian, stop.
He's fighting for you, not for him.
They broke his arm.
Oh my God.
Oh my
They
God.
broke
It's
his
totally
Come on
broken.
Oh man.
Please, can you get him some kind of medical attention?
Yes, we are.
Oh my God.
You are? It's great.
Just let go of my arm before you sit down.
Y'all step back, please. Please move
Can we
back.
get
Keep
him
this
some
walkway
medical
open.
attention?
Who needs her?
No, he broke his arm.
Okay. Would y'all just move aside then? That way people can still like.
Josie, what happened?
We just witnessed a Marine veteran interrupting the hearing, and they broke his arm.
Why did he interrupt the hearing?
Because there is a war in Iran, and our military brothers and sisters are going to die for Israel, and we are here to say no. We do not support Israel. We do not want to die for Israel. Stop the war in Iran right now.
And what did they do to him?
They pulled him out, got his arm trapped in a door, broke his arm, tackled him to the ground. It was a very, very intense situation.
Alright, so I'm gonna grab your arm. You can relax. Okay? Try to save amazing lives.
What? Did you come here to protest? I'm for the hearing, but he's my friend, and he couldn't stand what they were saying anymore, so he spoke up.
Is he with an organization?
No, he's actually running for Senate in North Carolina. His name is Brian McGinnis.
Do you work for him?
No, I don't. And they all just kept their eyes forward, those cowards.
Please go behind the line right now.
Free Palestine. Fuck the war in Iran.
You're free to record, but we go behind the line. You're free to record. Please go behind the line.
America does not want to
You
fight.
guys are free to
Iran.
record all you want, but we're just asking you to please cooperate with us. Just go behind the line.
America does not want to fight this war in Iran, and the soldiers don't, right?
So, yeah, he stood up and interrupted the House or whatever, and they pulled him away, which makes sense. Trump did break the law, and so did the Epstein people, but, like, that's something different, because ain't no one gonna be doing anything about that. Like, literally, unless you want to be a citizen and go shoot them up, but, like, you're gonna get arrested. So we really need to set that aside, but since the Marine soldier is basically an average citizen, he's obviously gonna be taken away and arrested. And to be fair, he broke his own arm. Like, y'all saw that guy, he put his hand through the door and he got it stuck, and then the Senate doofus kept on, you can see him in his wacky suit, bro, like, pulling his leg, like, no freak, he's holding on, and like the other guy, he's like also pulling, but he can also see the guy's hand is stuck, so they're pulling while his hand is stuck, clearly, like as if it's gonna be unlodged, like it's at a freaking angle, but the Marine guy also got his hand stuck in it, like, what the hell, like, bro, like really. And then in the second point of view, if you guys were paying attention, you can literally hear his bone crack. Okay, it was scary. It's like his wrist was on the door and it was like, and it was just like, oh, I don't like that sound of the bones breaking. But anyway, supposedly what he said did not relate to what was happening in the meeting at all, which is kind of interesting. I was talking to a friend about this and doing research on this, and my friend was like, yeah, supposedly they aren't what he said in the meeting, like Israel, whatever. Supposedly they weren't even talking about that in the meeting. Like, it had nothing to do with what was happening in the meeting. So it was probably just a setup and a protest, which you cannot protest. You are not allowed to protest in a suit, a marine suit or whatever. You're not allowed to protest in a uniform. Some people are for him and making this commotion, saying that he is in the right, but some say that it is also not his fault, that he broke his hand. And then we have the totally opposite side saying that he is in the wrong, and that's it. And then we also have the third side saying that he did it for attention, and that's really it. Like, we have some people going on all three sides and mixing these three sides up. I think it's kind of weird. Like, nobody has their crap together. Anyways, so let's move on to the next topic that we are going to be talking about. Did y'all know in New York recently, as of March 8th, they used a sound cannon. Do you guys know what that is? Hold on. I am pretty sure they used the same thing when they took over Venezuela, which is why they only needed 20 military men to capture their dictator. The sound cannon supposedly makes the nose and ears bleed, making you incapable of doing anything. I'll explain how it works in a bit. Here's what the host of Freedom Uncensored said. Sound cannon was first used in the 2000s, experimented in public 2009, and protest used for 2021. So they used it in 2021. Came back in 2025 for ICE protest, and they also bring it back in 2026 for the Iranian war, and I guess in New York again for another protest. Before I continue on my thoughts on that, the siren is just concentrated airwaves pressured into a frequency that matches the brain's thinking patterns and disrupts people's brains from reacting, and that's why they start to crumble or feel weak and bend to the floors. Some just back off because it's uncomfortable, like high-pitched audio. So how is the sound cannon not talked about at all? Like, the sound cannon is not talked about at all, and they've been doing this since 2001. I would want to think about it as more of a torture device, because like, I get like guns are meant to like keep off the bad predators. I'm for the Second Amendment, but then we have the sound cannon hurting multiple people, making them incapable to fight. I just don't like the idea of that. I might be a little bit leftist of me, but hear me out. And now imagine what kind of other advanced tech the military has that they aren't disclosing until 2030. We are quite living in the apocalypse right now. Now hear me out. All the evils are being revealed, and I really have to say we probably are in the last days. Honestly, guys, just forget about the Epstein PDF files. Buy the land, go off-grid, homeschool your children, grow the food. Life is amazing. Yahweh is real. And remember, the apocalypse, the word apocalypse, means to reveal. And lots of evil is being revealed. Thank you guys for joining the conversation. I'll see you guys next time on Do You Ever Really Think About It?